Hello, this is Fred Burke with TotalFinancialLiberty.com. I want to expand a little bit on building your buyers list. I've read a lot of courses over the years, and I'm sure Terry has too, and we both invested, I'm sure collectively, well over $100,000 in our investing materials, coaching, mentorships, focus groups, and basically just our education to learn how to be real estate investors, and then to go ahead and graduate on to mentors and trainers. One thing I created, what I thought was pretty neat, and I have never read it anywhere, but I came up with this idea, and it worked out very well for me, was going to foreclosure auctions to locate buyers. In my state, when they go to the courthouse steps, our foreclosure auctions are the first Tuesday of every month. So these guys are going down there with cashier's checks in amounts of $50,000, $20,000, $10,000, and $5,000 increments. They don't know what the final price is going to be. So they have to carry this in cashier's checks. So they're normally going to end up overpaying a little bit for the house, and they're going to get their money back from the government when the government gives them their money back. So these are solid buyers. They're walking around with cashier's checks for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 worth of cashier's checks. Now understand, when they're buying a foreclosure home, the people are usually, when they're being foreclosed on, they're pretty pissed. They're upset. They're getting foreclosed on. They're losing their home. These people, these investors, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try to contact you. They're going to go and they're going to try to knock on your door. They're going to ask to see the property. 9 times out of 10, the homeowner is going to tell you to get the heck off their property and don't come back. They're mad at the world. Whatever their hardship is, they're upset, they're losing their home, probably have a whole bunch of other bills accrued, and they're hiding from all the bill collectors, and they just don't want to deal with anybody, and they're in denial. So you're not going to get to see the inside of the house. So a lot of these investors are buying these houses sight unseen. Next thing is, they're hoping when they buy this house that this house is not going to need a whole lot of work. Well, I've seen personally where people have gone into houses that they bought through the foreclosure auction, and the previous tenants have gone and dropped cue balls down the toilet bowls to flood them. They've drilled holes in the pipes on the second floor, little mini holes, so when the investor went and turned the water on, or had the water turned on to the property, got out there, whether it was a day or two later, depending on their schedule, and the whole house flooded. All the water went from the second floor down to the first floor, and of course all the sheetrock, insulation, all that had to be changed, and you had the possibility of mold starting to form. So also they've taken the HVAC systems, the outside AC units, they've taken the ceiling fans, they've taken the fixtures, they've put holes in the walls, they've taken the built-ins, they've taken, heck, I've had houses where they've taken the light switches. Go figure. You never know. So these people at the foreclosure auctions are buying sight unseen, and they're hoping they're getting a good deal. So if you're a wholesaler and you're out there finding deals, these people will love you because you're going to be able to show them the property. You're going to be able to provide them the comps. They're going to be able to come over and see the property with you. They're going to be able to feel it, touch it, see what's wrong with the house, see what needs to be done, and make a very educated decision on what their offer should be on the house. And so if you have it under contract, you should be able to flip your deal to these investors that have the cash. You know they're true buyers. They're already at the auction buying, and again, they're buying houses sight unseen. That, to me, that's a roll of the dice. That's a crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to get. You may even get tenants that are still in the house that are going to have to be evicted. And if they're going to have to be evicted, they're even more pissed off. You're going to have to give them so much time to get out, depending on the laws and depending on the state that you're in. So who knows? They may even take the kitchen cabinets and the countertops with them. So you don't know what kind of shape the house is going to be in. So this is a great way to go out and find buyers. I call it, just being creative. This is something I thought of. We went down to the real estate auction, and we had shirts that said, "We have wholesale deals." We printed up business cards. I brought a bunch of pretty little girls with me, and the guys down there, and even the females, they didn't mind. They took the time to talk with us, and we made a lot of contacts and a lot of good solid investors that we know are solid buyers, and I have flipped deals to these investors. They love us because, again, they get to see the property, they get to see what kind of shape the property is in, and they get to make an educated decision and an educated offer. And normally, if you've bought right, you're going to make money with these guys. They're going to go ahead and they're going to pay you your price. They normally don't care what you're making as long as it's not too excessive. If you're going to leave them a $30,000 profit, but you're making $80,000, they may have a problem with that. So be fair, don't be greedy, and make an acceptable, make a win-win situation for you and for the investor. Because the next time you have another deal and you call that investor, he's going to know you're a fair guy, you're bringing him a good deal, and he's going to want to get right out there and see the property and write you that non-refundable check and go ahead and sign the contract and set up the close. So the foreclosure auction is a very great way to locate buyers for your buyer's list. I think it's a really, really neat way that I feel that I've never read it in any of the courses that I've ever studied, so I'm not going to say that I'm going to take credit for it, but I am going to tell you that I've never read about it before, and it's something that I wrote about in my book. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you've heard it somewhere else, please let me know so I stop spouting off and taking credit for something I shouldn't take credit for. But the foreclosure auction is a great place to find buyers. Again, this is Fred Burke with TotalFinancialLiberty.com. At www.totalfinancialliberty.com/HTM. Again, this is Fred Burke with www.totalfinancialliberty.com/total.htm. Again, this is Fred Burke with www.totalfinancialliberty.com/total.htm. Go ahead and sign up for the 30-day free trial. We have a great teleseminar coming up on September 16th regarding negotiating with sellers. Very, very powerful, all fluff, all meat, potatoes, no fluff. If you do not know how to negotiate with sellers, you're going to be meeting with sellers, and you're going to be getting a lot of people saying, I'll think about it, leave the contracts. So go ahead and be on the teleseminar, and you'll get more and more deals closed, and they'll be saying, okay, where do I sign? So until then, until next time, this is Fred Burke with www.totalfinancialliberty.com. My email is fred@totalfinancialliberty.com if you have any questions. Total Financial Liberty can be yours. It's time to get off the bench and get into the game and go out and find houses. It's time to buy a house. There's no excuses. We've taken away all the risk. So get into the game and start buying houses. Until next time, Fred Burke